So we should be now at the point where we're getting a little bit more comfortable with UV mapping and also exporting out UVs, bringing them into a graphic editing program like Photoshop, and then also being able to bring images back into Maya and apply them to your polygon models as textures. So and as materials, yeah. So we're gonna just kind of continue with that. So we'll definitely kind of speed things up a little bit. So now we're gonna be working on everything that is gonna be from like the basically the lower torso and also the legs, and then we'll leave the arms for last. Yeah, so that's gonna be the next set of tutorials. First thing I'm gonna do is definitely work on this area right over here, just to um, set this up. Yeah, we're gonna kind of do the same thing that we did with the other pieces, right? First thing we want to do is assign our material. Yeah, so if you can make sure you are clicking on your Lego Made section, we're gonna go to assign existing material, right? And then we're gonna choose our UV mapping material. So we're gonna reuse that. Real important. Remember this map material because it does let us know um, what will display and yeah, whether things will be distorted or not. Now I'm also going to go into my Windows menu, make sure that I bring up my UV editor. You may still have that up already, which would be great. But yeah, if we can just have that kind of showing up on your screen. If you remember, we did start this piece off as a cylinder, so yeah, it's basically maintaining that same shape. However, yeah, it's definitely not working for us now because we can barely see numbers in a lot of the spots, and then what we can see is super distorted. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna map this out. Now the best way to do this is gonna be like to have it be the only thing on our screen. So we're gonna temporarily kind of hide pieces. So I'm just gonna make sure I'm in object mode, and then I'm just gonna select other pieces. Yeah, everything but that Lego midsection. So even the legs, select all of those. And remember, you can do a Control H. It's great because that'll temporarily hide everything. I remember you can always go back to your outliner later and just do a Shift H, and that'll bring in whatever you've hidden. Yeah. Okay. Now, so again, you can totally tell, yeah, based off of our map that this has the surfaces are very confused right now. We're going to do a quick map on here, and the main reason why we're doing that is because like for the most part the midsection is not going to carry a lot of design. Yeah, just traditionally when you make Legos there's not a lot of design on it in this area. Okay, so I'm going to go to my UV menu, and then I'm going to choose the automatic option once again. Yeah, so remember we kind of hit on that the last time when we were doing the torso. I'm going to click on the square next to it, not because I'm going to change anything, but I want you to again refresh. Yeah, we are doing this in planes, and this should be, it's going in 6 directions. Yeah, so the main directions basically, this will kind of slice up your yeah, this will definitely slice up your model pretty effectively. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and do a project, and then now you'll notice our UV map looks as follows. I'm gonna use my move tool in my UV editor to kind of slide this out. Yeah, but here's all our sections. Yeah, these should be pretty useful at this point, as far as like giving us informations of what's facing where. Yeah, they mostly look pretty good. I think the only areas that might be a little bit weird are gonna be like the this area of the cylinder. Yeah, so this area might be a little bit distorted. So right over there, but the rest should look okay. All right, so we're gonna make sure we laying this out. This is more for to develop habits versus like us having to do any hardcore texturing when we get into Photoshop or whatever. But I'm gonna right click, go into UV mode, select pieces of these two circles. Yeah, I'm then gonna go into my select menu, convert selection, and then I want to get the all of these two circles. Yeah, the UVs. So in convert selection, I'm gonna go ahead and choose two UV shell. Yeah, so again, select, convert selection, and then to UV shell. Okay, that'll grab both of those very nicely for me. I'm just gonna kind of transfer them over to this square right over here. I'm probably also gonna like separate them out a little bit. I believe this is the left side. Is that right? Yes, that is the left side. So I'm gonna actually bring this over to here, just so that it kind of matches up with its orientation in the scene. Also gonna take this one right here and then rotate it a little bit. I believe this area. And you can kind of tell from um, the view, yeah, as you do your rotation, yeah, that it you'll know when it's like quote unquote right side up. Okay, now we have a couple other pieces. Yeah, again, these maps are like really helpful for like especially like objects like this. Yeah, so I'm gonna real quickly like kind of break these apart. Yeah, so I'm gonna get these UVs here, select convert selection to UV shell. Yeah, so select a few UVs, then right click, select convert to convert selection, and then to UV shell. Okay, drag this part out. This is like it'll be the top. Yeah, so I'll just orient that. One thing I'm making sure to do is that it's kind of quote unquote facing the right way. um, so just get that, yeah, like kind of flattened out over there. That looks pretty good. Okay, I can also kind of place this right over here. Yeah, so yeah, I'll just drop this off over here. Yeah, and let's see, this area looks pretty good. And maybe kind of lay it out like this. Yeah, so there's my top portion. Okay, so I kind of have a pretty good setup here. I also do have this front area. Yeah, so I do want to grab these ones. I'll select, convert selection. Yeah, UV shell. Rotate that. Make sure that it's facing upwards. Yeah, so you may have to kind of guesswork that a little bit. Yeah, so just keep spinning it until it's in the right orientation. And we'll just drop this one off as well. So this one's going to go over here. Again, this is more habit building than anything else. You'll find that like yeah, you're actually pretty good as far as these go. Okay, these I'm just gonna have these over on the side. So I'm gonna select one of these. Okay, looks like that's the right side. And then again, select, convert selection, UV shell. Bring that over. This one is a side one. Again, most of the time for the side faces in Legos, it's very unlikely that this will end up ever being textured. Yeah, they tend to be solid colors. So I'll drop that one off over here. So just by process of elimination, that means this one is the one that's on the left. Yeah, so I'm gonna drop these off as well. Right to over here. Okay, and then yeah, try to flatten it out. Doesn't have to be perfect. All right, and then we have the backside. Yeah, so the backside definitely. Grab that right over here. Yeah, select, convert selection, UV shell. Yeah, that'll get me my pieces that I need. These ones I can either put literally in the back up here. Yeah, so I can have that kind of facing in the same direction. You notice that this was one of those that I will actually put upside down. Just because I'm trying to put adjoining edges next to each other. Yeah, where possible. Yeah, it's not always gonna work out, but where possible. So maybe drop that off right over there. Okay, so that's my left side. Sorry, that's my back. Okay, and then we're almost there. Here's our bottom. Yeah, bottom is like sort of again not very relevant. Yeah, so when we do move this one, yeah, I can probably drop this off up here. Okay, notice I'm starting to deviate and move around into other squares, which is fine. Yeah, it's not super important that this is like matching up or anything. Okay, and then I believe this one, the numbers shouldn't follow, so I'm gonna have this going around to here. Yeah, so it's just wrapping around basically. All right, so that should be that portion of it. Okay, the only pieces that would be left, yeah, are these three. Yeah, and these three are gonna correspond, interestingly enough, to this outside of the cylinder. Yeah, so we can set this one up a little bit differently. I'm gonna actually right click, go into UV, sorry, I'm actually gonna select all of these UVs, yeah, which make up that outside of the cylinder. I'm then gonna go select, convert selection. This time though, I'm going to choose two faces, yeah, two faces, yeah, and that'll only get those faces on the exterior. And then using what we have, yeah, that is a cylinder. So I'm gonna go into my cylindrical mapping instead. Yeah, so my cylindrical mapping instead. You may notice that when I did that, I had it kind of drop in, but as it's doing that, it's kind of wrapped around unexpectedly in a different angle. Okay, we can always change this angle. Yeah, the way to do that is if you click on this little T on the side. Yeah, so if you notice, I'm going to go down to this T area over here. By the way, you'll see it changing in your UV map, yeah, as I'm moving it as well. Okay, so you can change it to the T. Okay, and then we can change your angle. Yeah, so right now it's kind of going top to bottom. We want it actually going and rotating like this way. So we're gonna kind of flip it on its side. Yeah, so I'm gonna turn this and get this so that it is nice and flattened. Yeah, so you can kind of turn that. Okay, about to over here. Okay, I'm using again, trying to use my side view as much as possible. Once I have all of that, I can then close up this cylinder. So I'm going to click on the T again. That'll get us back to our original look, and then I'm just going to close this up. Yeah, so just close that up. Okay, and then you'll see right here, yeah, after doing all of that, here's my map. Yeah, so that's what my map kind of looks like. Okay, so it's not too bad. Yeah, it's not too bad. Okay, all right, and then that's my piece right there. Okay, and then we can just kind of use this to scale it. Yeah, so I'm gonna take this piece right here, kind of scale this thinner. Yeah, because remember the numbers should look a certain way. If you can't really see the numbers, we can also scale this up. Yeah, and move it around a little bit. So I'm gonna concentrate really hard on these numbers right here. Looks like I can make it a little bit shorter. Yeah, so I'm gonna bring these a little bit shorter, yeah, in the UV editor. That'll make it taller in our perspective view. All right, but that should be pretty good. That's basically our wrap for this portion. I am gonna also kind of take this and spin it. Yeah, so we'll have this looking vertical. Yeah, so right about here. One thing I'm noticing, interestingly enough, is like this happens sometimes where like a map will be disconnected. And so this is a good opportunity to practice kind of sewing. I'm gonna grab this set of UVs down here and then move it really close to over here. Yeah, but not quite touching. Okay, and I'm gonna see like which section it's supposed to connect to. Yeah, so I'm gonna right click, go into edge mode, and then when I click on one of these edges over here, okay, you'll notice what it will also select another piece. Yeah, so if you look over here, okay, you'll notice that it's connected right over here. Yeah, so there is that connection. Yeah, so we're just trying to find out where that is supposed to match up. So I'm gonna kind of click these until I find a spot that is kind of combined. Yeah, and if you notice when I hit this edge right here, it also wants to connect down over here. Yeah, so these are basically the same edge. This is just where it was severed. So I'm gonna merge them together or sew them together. So I'm back in UV mode. I'm gonna click and drag here, bring this up to the top. Yeah, so I'm gonna bring this up to the top, and I'm trying to get these so that they are kind of directly on top of each other. Okay, you see that the line is a little bit thicker. Yeah, so that's just our indicator that, oh, okay, we do have two end edges, yeah, kind of really near each other. Okay, and then this is how we sew. It's pretty fun. If you click on one edge here, yeah, so this is the one that is connected. You notice, yeah, the top and the bottom are both selected there. Okay, and then we're gonna sew it together. Yeah, so you're gonna go into cut and you're gonna choose the sew option. Yeah, so cut, sew menu, click on sew. Looks like the keyboard shortcut for that is Shift S. Yeah, so Shift S. But I'm gonna go ahead and click on that, and what you notice is that merges it all together. Yeah, now you can do multiples at a time. So for example, I can get these ones here, all of these three. Yeah, I'm sorry, all of these six edges. Yeah. In actuality, it's three edges though, because it's just where it happened to be cut. And then I'm gonna go cut sew, choose sew over there. Okay, and you see it kind of cleaning up also in the perspective view. Yeah. Okay, and then here's our last one right here. I'm just gonna get these two. Yeah, so if you notice, there's these two over here. Okay, again, do a cut, sew menu option, and then sew it. Yeah, and we're sewing it together. Okay, and then there's our full map. Yeah, so that should look pretty good. The last thing I'm going to do, of course, is make sure that the proportions match up. Right now, this portion is very, very large. So I'm going to scale this smaller. Again, I'm trying to get the same proportion as our numbers here. Yeah, so looking for that somehow. Okay, see if that's about right. Oh, it looks like I'm at the back too. So I will be rotating this around so that's flipped to the other side. But that looks like that's about the right proportion. Yeah, so I kind of want it like right about, it's not bad. Yeah, right about here. Yeah, and then just go flatten that out. Okay. All right, so that should be pretty good. Yeah, map doesn't again have to be like totally perfect, especially when you're in this area. Okay, the last thing that we're gonna do, I'm gonna hide my outliner real quick too, is try to get this so that all the pieces fit as best as possible. Yeah, so I may have to make some compromises again. What I'm seeing here is that it looks like we can put all of these guys together. So I'm gonna get all of these, yeah, right click. Sorry, I'm gonna go into UV mode, select all of these, and then I'm gonna go select, convert selection to UV shell. Okay, and then move these over. So kind of drop these off over here. That's kind of where it belongs, it looks like. I'm also gonna try to line it up. I didn't realize this was so off. Yeah, so I'm gonna try to line these up. Not super important, but again, this is just us getting just developing habits. Yeah, we'll go UV shell, bring this over, yeah, so match that up. Okay, and then looks like I have enough room to kind of drop these guys off. So I know these guys um, are pretty much related in the sense that if you look on this side, they should be very similar. Yeah, so if I go into my UV mode over here, yeah, and then you and select UVs over here, yeah, you notice they're both on the same side. So I'm gonna kind of put them almost like they're hubcaps on not hubcaps, but like the well for the car for a tire. Okay, and then drop them off with that. So these two are buds. Yeah, that'll be my right side. I'll put it maybe about here. Okay, do the same thing with the left side. So drop these two off because these two, if I take a look, yeah, they're on the same side as well, so they're buds. Okay, so we'll put them together over there. Okay, I'm almost fitting everything. It's just like looks like this middle portion I didn't quite fit, so not a problem. Just gonna select all of these, right click, select all of these in UV mode. So let me get to UV. Yeah, UV mode. Select, convert selection. Choose to UV shell. Okay, and then just shrink it down a bit. Yeah, so I have a little bit more space. Okay, and then looks like I have a perfect spot now for this little area right here. So again, selecting, convert selection to UV shell, and then drop this off right over here. Yeah, so that'll be our UV map for that one. Last step, of course, is select all your UVs, drop them off inside of the main square, yeah, over here, and then we can export this out. Yeah, so the usual, we're gonna go image, UV snapshot, and then for this, I'm going to make sure that's going to the same spot. I'm gonna change this one to midsection. By the way, you folks may have noticed I did kind of go back and add a little bit more detail to the torso model, yeah, but I want this as the midsection, OutUV TIFF, yeah. Save that. All the rest of the settings we're keeping, yeah, from last time, so we can apply and close. Okay, and then last but not least, yeah, let's make sure we save our Maya file before we go into Photoshop, yeah. So yeah, 3 is good, so I'll leave it at that one. All right. Okay, now of course, same setup, right? Once you save that, we can now jump into Photoshop. So we're gonna jump into there. Let me open up our new. Let me open that one up. Okay, so our new OutUV. So there's our Lego midsection OutUV TIFF. I'm gonna open that one up. All right, and then same as usual, right? New layer, yeah. With our original layer, I'm gonna call that let's see, Lego midsection guide. Okay, and then for your layer, background, of course, yeah. Let's lock those up. As per, oh sorry, not the background. I need my color first, so I'm gonna sample that. Let's get, and then G, yeah, for my paint bucket, drop that off. Then I can lock up that layer, and we can put in our details, yeah. So this one's not gonna have a lot. I'm just going to, it looks like the main thing that I'm going to do here is put in the base color, yeah. So put in the base color over here. Now I do want to use the color that we were using before, so I'm going to jump back to my Lego torso, yeah, this one right here, and sample that color. Yeah, so I'm going to go to my color picker, use my eyedropper outside of the color picker to choose that Deadpool color. of the red, yeah, and then click on OK. Then when I can jump to this, yeah, I can use that as my thing to paint with. Most of this is gonna be that color, so I can probably just get away with going to like this big rectangle over here, clicking and dragging, yeah, and then dropping off like a lot of red. By the way, for this, if you're ever going to use the rectangle, I would probably suggest taking off the stroke, yeah. So if you notice there's a number up here, just put that at 0. A stroke is just going to create an outline, yeah, and we don't really need it for this, yeah. All right, that's about it. It looks like the last thing that we're going to have to focus in on here is just taking a look at your map. Okay, and if this is our front, yeah, this is our front over here. We might have to put a little bit of detail on here just based on like what was on the torso, but for now we'll kind of just leave it at this. So again, that was just kind of practice for our Lego torso in case you need to add any details in here. Let me check let me check this real quick. Okay, so this area right here, if I were to select those UVs, yeah, so I'm gonna select this UV right here. Okay, so this looks like that is that, yeah. So if I click on this UV, looks like if I'm gonna mess with anything, it is going to be this one right here, yeah. So I may kind of go into Photoshop and real quickly, just add a little bit of detail here. We don't have to do a lot, but I'm gonna use my pen tool this time. Okay, I assume it's around here, yeah, where I would kind of put like maybe a black section, yeah. So drop that off. The color isn't working, so I'm gonna choose this one, and then maybe do another one over here, yeah. So pen tool is kind of fun, yeah. I'm using this primarily right now to make shapes, but you can use this to change up the color later. And I'm gonna see if I can do the same thing for the back side, yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, and then yeah, one other great thing about UVs that are kind of symmetrical is that you can really easily see where your boundaries are, yeah, for both sides. All right, so that should be pretty good right there. Really simple texture. I'm just gonna go ahead and save this twice, yeah. So save your OutUV. Okay, and then also export your JPEG. So I'm gonna export that one out. If you can make sure, again, we should be inside a source images, and I'm gonna keep the same naming scheme. So this should be Lego Midsection, and everything else should be good. So there's our JPEG. It's saved. Then I can kind of jump into Maya. Okay, we're going to reapply this, yeah. So object mode, right click, assign a new material, yeah. I'm gonna stick with my Funk Ease, which is working out pretty well. This will be Deadpool midsection material. Again, you'll be putting in whatever you need, yeah, for this Deadpool midsection material, yeah. So name it what you need to name it. Checkerboard next to color, go to file, image name, and then we're gonna go and find that new material, drop that off. Okay, so pretty cool, yeah, simple but cool. All right, and then I can kind of bring back all my other pieces and see how that looks, yeah. So I'm gonna go find all of my pieces, shift select, yeah, and then command for the stragglers, shift H to bring everything back, and then we can kind of take a look at it. Yeah, not bad. Okay, backside might be a little bit weird, so I might actually end up changing that texture, but that looks pretty good. I just realized too I should mostly have everything. I should have more things that are black on there, but anyway, so that's our setup for that texture, and then we're gonna begin working on the legs next.